Shedeur Sanders was recently caught going 101 miles per hour in the 60 zone. But don't worry, the police let him go with only a citation. Jail may suck, but imagine being cut from the Cleveland Browns. That's a Fifth Amendment violation. Welcome to the Moonstamp Cast. I'm Jordan. This is the Just Something About Flacco. To my Kenny Pickett, Brian. Brian, how are you doing?
Doing good. Good thing he didn't go to the University of Georgia.
That's a very University of Georgia move on his part. I wonder, I know nothing about Colorado speed limits. You know how like Louisiana speed limits are slower than Texas speed limits?
And they are enforced.
Also, just a horrible state to drive. Louisiana and Mississippi, horrible states to drive through. I wonder if Colorado has like faster speeds than Ohio. Yeah, Ohio.
Oh, they have a lot of stuff that cuts through the mountains.
Yeah, but I think they just gonna let you go on that one. They're like, if you fall, you fall. I can't imagine Colorado's like, you have to go 45 miles per hour around this, like, I don't know, canyon. I can't imagine they're policing that too much, because where are the police going to sit in the first place?
That's true.
If they're on like a little bendy road,
there's no shoulders, and it's one lane each way a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I love Colorado.
I do too. It's a great place.
Outside of it's not having any cell service ever.
Oh,
I love that state.
Who do you have for cell service?
AT&T.
I do too. AT&T they just suck sometimes.
It's the best or the worst, and there's no in between.
Whenever like 5G plus is on, it's fucking on.
Oh, dude.
I
I laugh at my wife all the time. Like, you don't have connection right now? I'm fucking streaming and looking at Twitter and downloading an app, and then one bar goes down.
No,
my phone's useless.
Done. Yeah, no, I don't know if you know how like download screens you don't really trust, because it's like, okay, I feel like that one bar means so much more. Like they're lying to us. Like it's like Iran nuclear weapons. It's like it doesn't really exist. Like we just kind of make it up as we go. I can only imagine that's what bars on AT&T's bar something mean. So.
Did you see the thing that's like, Iran has nuclear weapons, so we must invade, and it's just like the script writers are getting so lazy they changed one letter from the early 2000s.
One of my favorite memes that I've seen recently, and I see it every once in a while, was like, it's like born too late to explore the world, born, and too early to explore the stars. It's like born too late to deploy to the Middle East, born too early to deploy to the Middle East, born just in time to deploy to the Middle East.
It is incredible. It is incredible. We cannot keep our hands out of the cookie jar.
Well, we're old enough to where it doesn't affect us. We're not going anymore. I mean, I was never going in the first place. I have enough medical conditions that they're like, you're good. I think we're good now. I think we're out.
Oh, dude, yeah, these knees don't work. I give being a safe, self-hating millennial, because I'm 30 now. Being a safe-hating millennial, I give my generation a lot of grief. The one tick that I really give ourselves is the amount of desensitized we are because of the amount of world events we've had to go through in our lives.
Okay, this is my hottest. This is a hot take. Uh-oh. I hate when millennials say that. Millennials have gone through the same amount as everyone else. They've just reported more. You saw in the news more.
Well, yeah, so, that means we have the information. We didn't have information of slaughters going on in the Middle East in the 70s, unless it made one tabloid and everyone's like, "Whoa, why are we reporting on that?"
The Armenian genocide obviously didn't happen according to the Turks, and we don't know about that.
I don't mean we. Yeah. This generation has necessarily gone through more shit. We just know more fucked up shit than than every generation in the past.
Perfect. That's fine with me. It's always
it's not good.
It's always
it's daunting. It's horrible.
It's always the ugliest millennial they put on, the screen to say that shit, and it annoys me every time. As a proclaimed Gen Zer myself.
I'm in-betweeners, by the way. 94, 95, 96 are all in-betweeners.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think you get to choose, and I choose Gen Z. I think everything I am is more Gen Z. I'm okayer with Gen Z than I'm millennials. I see millennials as BuzzFeed cringe.
Oh, dude. Our cringe is so bad, but at the same time, and this has to be with me being leaning more millennial because I older siblings and stuff. You're the oldest sibling, right?
Yeah, I'm the oldest.
Yeah, so you okay? So I lean more millennials because I'm a year older and I have an older brother, so I was around him who's 5 years older than me, and you're the older sibling, so you had more influence from your younger siblings. I don't think one cringe is worse than the other. I just think, oh man, how to say this? I think it's a lot easier, and deservingly so, to make fun of millennial cringe than it is to make fun of Gen Z cringe. Like Gen Z cringe, I'm just like, ugh. But millennial cringe, it's like, you're the worst to ever. Like, this is horrible. This is a waste of everyone's time. You're not funny. This is the worst content I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's because millennials are a generation of theater kids. I can't explain it, but when you look at it, you're like, oh, that kind of makes sense. Whereas Gen Z is more like,
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
That's a really good way to put that.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I don't think I've ever heard a description better for millennials. Besides alcoholics, too. We're blowing the water out of for liquor sales and stuff.
See, and Gen Z goes the other way. Gen Z does not do the alcohols. They don't do it now. Like, I can see that it's drugs are easier.
The amount of hallucinogens they take, though.
Yeah. I mean, that's Joe Rogan. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, Joseph. But yeah, I always was like, I'm gonna do ayahuasca, and then like every single person I see who does ayahuasca gets fucking one shot by it and just loses their mind.
I don't want this. This doesn't need more chemicals going through it that are making shit fucked up. No. Alcohol just makes me sleepy now. Oh, that's the other thing. Let's cycle it back to me being old. I don't get drunk anymore. I just get kind of sleepy. So like I did, like, to celebrate my birthday, I did a drunk stream with my wife, and like I think I had like 4 or 5 drinks, and I was just like 5 years ago I'd be like, let's have a couple more and let's order some fucking Taco Bell. I was like, I'm ready for bed, dude.
Okay, so I have to talk. So you know how, like, for some reason, my like THC CBD experiences have been subpar as of recent. Because I did the thing where like I was high for 3 days and didn't like that very much.
Yeah, you're an insane person.
I didn't choose that. That just came like that was.
Why did you take that much?
It was 10 milligrams. It was 10 milligrams. I did not choose that. I actually took less than I could.
Are you sure it wasn't 10 grams?
There's no fucking, because it was like little gummies. If it was 10 grams. I truly think someone needs to go to jail for that. Like Shador Sanders, someone needs to go to jail over that. Now, I was at Total Wine this weekend with my girlfriend, and I was like, "Hey, we're going to Fredericksburg this weekend. Let's get some alcohol beforehand." She suggested that and said, "Great idea." I see like THC drink, and I'm like, "Why not try it?" On the front it says 10 milligrams. Now, what it does not say is 10 milligrams per serving. Now, me being the idiot I am, just is very trusting of labels, of front labels. I don't look at the back at all. Brian, turns out there are 2 servings per can. So I drink the entire thing, and I wake up at like 2:30. I'm like, why do I feel like so shitty still? Like, it's not going away. And turns out because I had 20 milligrams of whatever THC, synthetic THC they created. And then, I wasn't high for 3 days. But every time
I stick with CBD, and I stick with Delta 8 and Delta 9. That's it. I don't do any of the other synthetics. I don't do the fucking Delta 9 plus TLC, TMZ, LGBT. None of them. I don't fuck with them. I don't just purely about the drug. I fuck with the LGBTQ community. Yeah, we are allies. But I'm saying like all the like crazy different letter combinations that come with like, this is a Delta 8 gummy, but it's got some THC plus ultra subscribe premium in it. I'm like, that sounds scary. I don't trust you. Well,
like, it's not, no one's regulating this. Like, they're just making it up as they go. This is like the moonshine era of CB or Delta stuff.
Of
like,
synthetic THC.
Yeah, they're just like making in their bathtubs and like fucking, it's like a crack house, but a little bit nicer. That's what I imagine they're doing right now. Cause like, Every single one
It's
I've
about
ever
to end in Texas, anyways.
Well, that's if it gets signed. It hasn't been signed yet, so
He's weighing his options because he believes that the cartel could be, which is a direct thing. It's not going to stop people from smoking weed, dude. It's just going to be like, oh, I can't buy it from a fucking gas station anymore. Hey, let me find a dealer.
Brian, let's talk about baseball though, because we are
12 minutes in.
It's not gonna be 12 minutes in the podcast. It'll be gone by then. We're about a month out from the All-Star game, the All-Star break, and the Astros are leading the AL West. I don't know if you have any thoughts right now about them as a team or anything about baseball in general, because it feels like we're about halfway. We're probably less than halfway through, but it feels like we're halfway through.
Well, I still don't know exactly how to identify this team. No, we're not about halfway through yet. Because it's 162, so it's 81 games. No, we're about 8 games away from that.
Okay.
Honestly, my thoughts on the Astros are, if we make moves at the deadline and we get people back and we stay healthy, we actually have a shot at this thing. If we don't make moves and we continue to play this game of sending pitchers up and down and left and right and IL stints and let's sprain a fucking ankle, then no, we're going to get our ass beat. But yeah, LMJ sprained his fucking ankle.
And a freak accident in the weight room. This feels like the Carlos Correa massage thing all over again, where no one will tell us what that fucking means. Like, what do you mean there was I remember in my freshman year of high school in wrestling weightlifting class, guy dropped a weight on his foot. That's a freak accident right there. What's not a freak accident is whatever the fuck occurred in that weight room. So also my Lance McCullers Jr. Agenda continues.
You are a glass human being. If you're not pitching, you should be in a fucking bubble. I'm not kidding. Bubble wrap this man and stick him in his bedroom until he's allowed to come out, pitch, and put him right back. I cannot believe it. You were doing so good. Outside of that Reds 1 inning, you were looking so good. You were returning to form. You were making people eat their words. I cannot believe he sprained his ankle.
I fully can. I mean, you say he's made of glass. Lance McCullers Jr. steps the wrong way and he breaks apart. He is not glass. He is like, I don't know. He is like a leaf in a hurricane. And the hurricane is just real life all the time. He is always breaking in some capacity.
It's so annoying.
And again,
we have him next year, by the way. He's under contract for $17 million next year.
I can't do it. I feel like I'm in a toxic relationship with
yes,
like a vase. It's like those eggs you had to carry around in high
with
school.
a vase.
And those eggs you had to carry around in high school for parenting. We never did it, but you see the movies. It's like I'm with that, but the egg is a all-star pitcher who has had some great games over his career, and he can't does he have is he related to the Tsar Nicholas with the way his body's breaking down all the time? Is he Alexandri, the prince who had hemophilia? That's the only explanation I have. Lance McCullers Jr. is like Belgian royalty. There's so much inbreeding going on. His body just breaks at the sign of anything. So that's my new
Belgian moment of the week.
Belgium mentioned.
Lance McCullers Jr. If baseball is a museum, Lance McCullers Jr. is the Van Gogh chair, and life is a fat American that needs to sit down and gets absolutely decimated, and then we have to put him together again.
He's Humpty Dumpty.
There's your Photoshop for the week.
Yeah,
there's your fun Photoshop.
Lance McCullers sat on the wall. Lance McCullers just walked outside.
Just be safe.
All MD Anderson's horses and all MD Anderson's men couldn't put.
I defended you to Jordan.
Again.
I've defended you to my brother, to my father-in-law. Oh my God! And he.
Also, it's not gonna be 15 days. It just never is with the Astros.
No,
it's gonna be
not.
He'll be back in maybe August.
He'll be up after the All-Star break.
He'll be back for the playoffs. Yeah. So
speaking of back for the playoffs, though, Christian Javier.
Oh,
He's on pace.
is he on pace?
I think he's doing long toss or he's doing pitching off the mound, I believe.
Oh,
so
he's
maybe we have him back after the probably I'd say in August.
Okay.
I've got an August signing of Christian Javier. Now he'll probably be a relief pitcher. We're going to want to work him back.
It's like a new signing, basically. It's back in Liverpool days. It'd be like, oh, we signed a player, like we got their contract fixed. Oh, we've signed them again. It's like a new player. So we could thanks Christian Javier. You're like a new player. They wouldn't point out our postseason odds have gone up since the last time I checked. 95.3% chance to make the playoffs just in general.
95?
95.3% to make the playoffs. 6% chance to win the World Series, which is incredibly good, honestly, for where we are as a team. Okay with that. Also, I want to shout out one thing. Cam Smith update. Honestly, love this kid. Great rookie. He has a 1.8 WAR. He's hitting 266. He has a high strikeout rate with 61 strikeouts. Not great because he's only played 59 games. So I don't love that. But if it's your first season in the league, I'm not going to be like, I can't believe you have so many strikeouts.
Especially if you only have less than 50 games in the minors. So you went from college, 50 games of minors to here's big league pitchers.
Yeah, here's like actual real pitchers. And then he has an OPS plus of 110, which shows he's, at least a little better than average in all the leagues. So I'm happy with Cam Smith. But the Astros, it's a wait and see kind of situation where we really don't know it's like, again, not to bring up the Middle East again, but it's a wait and see what happens at this point when it comes to the Astros.
Yeah. Do you remember Chandler? Is it Chandler Rome? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I'm trying to find this photo that has all the injury updates. Okay. Spencer Arrighetti, broken right thumb, is currently going through a flat ground throwing process. He is reported to the Astros facility in Florida later this week. Good. JP France, right shoulder, threw a live BP on Friday in Florida, tossing 20 pitches in the outing. This marks his second live BP since surgery. Good. Luis Garcia threw 25 pitches in a side session on Saturday in Florida. Good. Christian Javier pitched last Wednesday in Florida, throwing 40 pitches in a side session. He threw 20-pitch bullpen earlier today. Great.
Good. I'm glad.
Yordan Alvarez and Zach Denenzo stayed in Houston to continue their rehab. They have not progressed to hitting yet.
Have we thought about as a team making our team song Amy Winehouse's Rehab?
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's a really good joke.
Thank you.
Like, I'm sorry that it took a second to register, so I didn't laugh. That's a really good joke.
At this point, this entire team is going to be on the IL some point within the season. Which, like, to be fair, that's how every Astro season has gone for the past 7-8 years. But yeah, no, at this point, like, I think that should be our theme song. Like, not deep in the heart of Texas. And the 7th inning, let's sing Rehab. And then everyone has to, use their most soulful voice. We'll have Mark Ronson play the trumpet at one point. But yeah, no. I don't know what I feel about the Astros, but it seems like every season at this point we have the same discussion where it's like, what are the Astros going to do? And it's confusing.
We're winning. That's the crazy part. We're winning with all these pitching injuries, and we're missing a whole rotation on IL for Tommy John and for the rest of it. Aaron Getty's broken thumb, stupid shits, ankle. I'm so mad about it, dude. I'm so mad about it.
We waited a year and a half for him to come back, just for him
to actually, a year and a half to come back again.
Just for him to look actually kind of good, and then be like, "Oh, I had a freak accident in the weight room. Oh, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what I did, but
weight's too heavy.
I'm sorry. I had a freak accident." Carlos Correa's masseuse came and saw me in the weight room.
And we're doing all this. We're winning despite not having one of the best bats in baseball, in Yordan Alvarez. So
I like to think the AL West, we're continually being the AL West. It's really helpful to be in this division.
I hate all of you, by the way. But shout out.
I can't hate the Athletics. It's like, I don't know. It's like hating the kid on the basketball team who hasn't made a.
They walked us off 2 nights ago. I can hate them.
Okay.
I stayed up to midnight to watch that fucking game, Jordan. And they walked us off. And then we beat the shit out of them last game.
Just every time you say that, just think of the Moneyball music in your head, and it makes it a little bit better. Like, wow, how can I not be romantic about baseball?
True.
There's a way to do that, though. It's called trading Rafael Devers, though. So the Red Sox have once again defied everyone's expectations, and they've traded away Sale, Mookie Betts, and Rafael Devers within the last like 5 years, which I don't know what that front office is doing. Like they signed him, Rafael Devers, to a 10-year, $330 million contract. Then they let him play third base for a little while, and they're like, "Don't worry." It's like not to bring up Love Island, just very quickly for our viewers, but it's like Love Island when someone goes like, you don't have to worry about this other person." Like that new bombshell, Alex Bregman, he's not coming here. It's okay. And then they couple up with Alex Bregman, and they're like, "Hey, Rafael, you do have to be a DH now." And he's like, "Well, no, I'm a third baseman." He's like, we're like, "Well, the fucking suck. You signed a contract, you dumb shit." And then they're like, "Oh, okay, well, I'll be DH." And like, actually, you want to play first base now? And so, yeah, I think you hated everyone within that organization by the time you left.
If you're a Boston fan, Boston sports fan, are you the most upset and least excited about the Red Sox right now? You got to be, right? Because Patriots, they dynasty crash and burn, but they're on the up. They have what I think is the coaching signing of the offseason.
Oh, Vrabel, yeah.
Vrabel's incredible. I think he's going to turn that franchise around. They might create Dynasty 2.0.
Give him a year or two.
Incredible.
Give them a year or two, and they're back.
Drake May's looking good.
Yeah.
So Patriots on the upswing. Bruins missed the playoffs this year, but genuinely successful program. From my understanding, this is our first year of hockey. Don't murder me. Celtics won a championship last year. Went to the championship 2 years ago, and got lost. And then this year was on a run or had a chance at it, but it got decimated by injuries and the New York Knicks. So out of the big four sports for Boston, does it suck the most to be a Boston Red Sox fan for the past 5 years? I almost said 10, but they won a World Series in 2018.
Well, we talked about Lance McCullers Jr. being in a toxic relationship with a vase, who breaks all the time. This is like being a dad, like one of those TV dads who is, pretty, he's never around. And every once in a while, you're like, well, our dad's going to come back for my baseball game. And then dad trades away your favorite player 3 times in a row. I can't imagine being a Boston Red Sox fan wanting to watch those games. I know people like talked about the Luka trade being similar. I don't think the Luka trade is similar in that no one saw that one coming. Devers hated the entire organization at the end. Mookie Betts was one I don't think anyone saw coming. I don't remember if anyone saw Sale coming. I can't remember. But yeah, no, I don't imagine if you're a Red Sox fan, you want to watch any games right now. Just because they were winning, Brian. They were winning. They started to win.
They swept the Yankees.
They turned the season around. They turned that ship around. And then like, oh, what if we trade away the player of the future for this team? Who we still like
the face of our franchise.
The face of our franchise, who we keep getting rid of faces of our franchise. Huh?
If they don't sign Bregman long term to a banger of a deal, I think they royally fucked up. It's like the Kyle Tucker thing. If the Cubs don't sign him to a long term deal, I think they fucked up. Like,
oh yeah. Kyle Tucker,
3 years. They've got Bregman for 3 years.
It's still not that long though. For especially like, it's not like he's old. Like Bregman's not a guy you're like, oh, okay, well, this is kind of the end of his career. No. You're like, oh, he's kind of maybe a little past his prime. Maybe. I'm not saying it is, but he's still got
baseball primes go a long time.
I know he's still probably got like 7 to 10 more years left in him. And that's just playing like solid ball. Then you pull like a Chase Utley and go play for a team, play somewhat well, play a little bad in the background, win yourself another championship. If they don't sign him, I know people have blamed. So I don't know if you know about the ownership of the Boston Red Sox, Fenway Sports Group. They also own Liverpool. And now I've seen a lot of Boston fans complaining about, because Liverpool, I don't know if it's been announced. It has been announced at the time of this conversation. It will probably have been announced by Friday is what I'm seeing. They signed a guy for 116 euros about. And I've seen Boston, and they also they signed Jeremy Frimpong for 30 or 40 million pounds. They're probably going to sign another guy. And that's a lot. Like, historically, Liverpool does not spend money in the transfer window like that. They'll spend money, but they usually have to sell someone to spend that money. And that's how the financial fair play actually works. You can only spend as much money as you bring in. I've seen a lot of Red Sox fans complain that Liverpool is the one that caused this because John Henry wants Liverpool to do better. Because Liverpool's like, of FSG's holdings, they're the one that wins the most. To that I say, that's how you get the Chase Bank glitch from people who just don't understand how money works. They're like, well, yeah, they're just transferred. It's like, no, they're not. Like, it's different sports. It's different accounting books. I don't understand accounting all that well. I'll be honest. I don't have an accounting degree. I can look at you and say, hey, I think Enron is bad, but I can't if you ask me to do like Cape or like Fortune 500 finances, if you ask me to do a 10K, I can't do that. I can tell you, no, that's not how that works. So every Boston Red Sox fan who is complaining that it's Liverpool's fault, first off, go deposit your own check into your own account and then take the money out. I think that's perfectly fine. Two, I don't know, blame your stupid managers. Like, I don't know, I can't remember your GM's name, but like he just continues to do this. Blame the fact that they even brought Brickman in the first place. Like, they should have had him play second or something. They only did this themselves, so just blame who you should blame, which is the Red Sox.
I think they're just looking for an outlet, if you want me to be completely honest. I think they're just looking for we need something to blame because this does not make sense. Why would anyone approve of this? Why would anyone do this? It's in that sense, I agree that is like the Luka trade, with what the internet's saying about it being the Luka trade. As impactful as a player, is he the Luka of the MLB? Probably not. I wouldn't say so. It would. Oh, that's a fun comparison. Who would the Luka of the MLB be?
Shohei Ohtani. If the
no,
Dodgers...
Luka is not the best player.
Well,
Joker is the Shohei Ohtani.
Well, I mean, you could argue Shohei isn't the best player. You could argue Aaron Judge is.
Aaron Judge is the best offensive player.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, he's the best bat. Sure. So I would say who's the best offensive player in the MLB? That might be Luka.
The closest we probably had in MLB in the past couple of years was Freddie Freeman to the Dodgers. Even though that wasn't a trade per se, it was relatively surprising because no one thought Freddie was going to leave Atlanta. Which, to be fair, it seems like his agents were pretty derelict in their duty and they didn't tell him about the offers Atlanta gave him. But probably the closest we've had to like a Luka type, like, oh my God, trade was Freddie. And it's not even trades, Freddie Freeman. Again, the Luka trade will never like be topped. Nico Harrison, he just told
the only way it's nullified is if Dallas wins a championship before the Lakers do with Luka. That's the only way Nico. If they do that, then Nico Harrison is just fucking zen. Just like, I told you, motherfuckers.
I mean, I've seen something about AD being traded for like something. What was it, for like 4 or 5 first round picks? If that happens, maybe if they pull like an OKC, maybe I can.
Cooper Flag, so that's the guy to build around.
Yeah, Adam Silver. We gotta talk Adam Silver. I mean, he's a guy to build around, but I am always wary when a first round, like the number one guy from college comes in. You go like, ooh, he's barely 18 as it is. And so is he going to be able to translate his offensive game or any of his game into the NBA fully? Just because like he's not even old enough to drink yet. He's barely old enough to go to war. So like Trump calls him up to go to Iran. He can go as of like this year. He left high school early. So whenever someone's like, well, you can build around Cooper Flag, I'm like, yeah, you can. But like at the same time, I don't know if you should put all your hopes in like the Cooper Flag basket, especially if you're the Dallas Mavericks, who right now, not to say they don't have a team, but it feels like their team is like disparate parts put together because they didn't want Luka to get fat on their watch. For the record, I fully believe Luka's going to get fat. His body's going to break down. You can only do so much with that at that size for that long without doing the LeBron James thing where you spend $1 million a year on your body. Could that change? Of course. I mean, he has good influences around him in LA now. But I do think Nico will be slightly vindicated in the coming 5 or 6 years. Of course, that's 5 or 6 years when you could have Luka take you back to a finals 2 years afterwards. But
well, I don't know. Look what he did for the Lakers. He looked like shit.
I'm
gassed and fat, and now he's getting skinny, and that's all we're going to deal with this offseason is look what Luka looks like. He looks skinny.
Okay. No,
and I hope it works out. Well,
he's not going to get skinny.
Lakers.
That man is never going to get skinny. He's like me, who goes like, I'm going to go on like a really strict diet in the gym because I'm going to become like, I'm going to get like 15% body fat or something like that, or like 10% body fat. And then I see like a cookie. I'm like, well, fuck, I got to eat that. Right, buddy? Like it has to be. That's a good cookie right there. I'm like LeBron James when it comes to cookies. I love cookies. I don't know. We were talking about baseball. We were talking about Rafael Devers.
One last thing before we get back on track. You and I don't have to worry about getting drafted.
Yeah,
it's up to 20. That's up to 25.
Yeah,
I mean, 18 to 25-year-olds. That sucks. Haha. Please don't get drafted. Please don't get to that situation where we get drafted. I don't want to see you guys go to war.
I mean, I couldn't get drafted in the first place because my heart has metal in it. So I'm good for life, baby. They can't if they like move.
Oh,
that
you
age,
can never get a CAT scan, huh?
No, that will literally kill me. I have to make clear to everyone I know.
Exons, right?
What?
You have to get exons, X-rays, right? That's about it.
There's another one as well. But yeah, the MRI maybe. I think I can get an MRI, but I can't get a CAT scan. If I get a CAT scan,
no, I'm pretty sure MRI is the giant magnet.
No, see, CAT scan's a giant magnet.
Oh yeah, that will literally rip your heart out.
That will literally rip my heart out. So I have to be very clear. Like I need to put it on my phone at some point. Like, hey, like the health thing. It's emergency services can see like, hey, he can't get a CAT scan because they're not going to know. I mean,
I would do that.
I would
do that pretty soon, buddy.
If I'm at the point where I'm unconscious and I need to get a CAT scan, I'm probably out anyway. So why my parents took me off for their medical. Like I don't have medical power over them, so they know I'd be like, it's been 3 days. Like they're not waking up, right?
Bye.
But I'm like, I mean, to be fair, I think I've been very clear to like everyone I know. If I'm in a coma for more than like 10 days, there's no, I mean, I'm not coming back probably. There's no reason to whack up the $100,000+ of hospital bills to keep me alive. Then I'm gonna have to wake up and pay that off. I'm not gonna do that. Yeah.
You might have to cut this, but me and my brother made an agreement a long time ago. I don't think that applies to me anymore because she won't do it, or won't let me do it. But if we ever were like terminally ill, or like the only way to save your life is a whole bunch of painful procedures and there's like a 20% chance it works, so you're like, it's like, I'm going to live life for a while, do a bunch of stupid stuff, and then I want you to lock me in my house with a handgun and a handle of Jack. And it's just get obliterated and just go.
Well, hold on. You can't do that for life insurance.
Oh,
God
damn it.
Yeah. Because if you want to pay out, like you can't kill yourself. I think that's like the rule. You'd have to, not to plan this out, you'd have to like figure out a way to pay someone to kill you, or accidentally you have some accident happen to you. That it's like a.
But if they can improve it as fraud, and then
well,
I guess I would just let the damn thing take me now.
Well, don't do the Jussie Smollett route, or just Smollett or whatever route, and like hire the dumbest people alive. Huh? Go and like actually hire like good people. Like Craigslist has to have a couple guys who can kill you pretty easily. Like, there's got to be one person.
You hire someone that doesn't know that they're killing you.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I need you to beat me up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I won't press charges, but like, I don't know, give yourself a concussion beforehand, and then they punch you in the fucking nose, and your brain just shuts down.
Yeah.
And they're like,
you gotta make it simple. You gotta make it figure it. There's like, not to say we're not committing insurance fraud, because we're not doing
how to commit insurance fraud.
I've also been very clear for my funeral. I don't want a sad funeral, no matter what age I go, and I also don't want to be in a casket. Don't want to take up more land. Don't even have to cremate me. Just throw my body in the ocean. Let it go back to like nature.
Whales.
Yeah. Just like, hey, sharks, go at it. Put me on Shark Week. Put me in Chum and put me on Shark Week. All right. Then I'll have died for something. I have died for something. Have like I don't know, who's that? Go take me to South Africa in that bay. Chum it up a little bit and see sharks fly. That's my last dying wish. I'm not dying, but if I was, I'd be like, just chum me up, baby. There's got to be someone who does that. Like, I'm sure. It can't be that. Just put me in like a wood chipper, and then I think so.
Jesus.
Last thing on baseball. We're almost 40 minutes in.
I'm so sorry.
There's not a lot this week anyway. Last thing on baseball. The All-Star Game's coming up in a month. All-Star voting is happening. Can I say something? I think All-Star Games are really stupid. I just don't enjoy the content, like the concept, because I don't want to see the best players play each other when they don't really care that much.
That's why what the NHL did was so fucking good.
I want to see the worst players play each other. I want the votes to be who is the worst person on each team, make them go play.
Oh my God, a basketball game?
Yes.
The worst basketball players playing in the All-Star game might be so fun.
Yes. And it's like,
football? Oh.
Yeah. Who is statistically the worst?
And they're playing for a contract. That's the thing.
Yes.
If the side that wins, guaranteed contract next year.
You get a 1 year, like, not minimum. You get more than minimum. You get, like, I don't know.
Guaranteed $1.5 million.
Yeah. For a year.
If your team wins. Oh my God. Then because they care. They try.
They care. But they also be bad. So it's like, I can see now. Like, the thing with the All-Star game is it's fun, but like, it's nothing special. Like, you see the best players are going to play each other anyway at some point. And whether it be the playoffs, whether it be, during the season, whatever. You're never going to see the worst players play each other. Unless it's like game 162.
Or preseason game or something like that.
Yeah, and like you never get to – that's kind of the fun of it, right? It's like seeing things you're not going to see. I want to see the worst players play each other. I want them to have money on the line. I want them to be fighting for their life. This is their livelihood.
Yes.
This is like it's like the G League, but way better. Like, and also, if you're in basketball, no two-way contract. You're on the bench. You're on the bench for like the entire season. You can't get taken back. Can't go to the G League. You're on the bench. Baseball, you can't get sent down. Football, you can't get cut.
Roster.
Yeah, active roster. Yeah, and you're no practice squad for you. I don't know. It'd be so much more fun in every conceivable way. Yes.
I'm in on this.
Because like hockey, you can do 4 nations because you have enough players from other countries. For like NBA, you can do NBA versus the world, but also they don't give a shit anyway. Like Adam Silver doesn't care about the product as it is. They don't give a shit. So let's just have the worst players play each other. It's like have the White Sox and the Rockies play each other at that All-Star game, but have the worst players on the team. So I don't. That's what I want. I don't want good players. I want the worst players. Show me the worst you have to offer. Show me what makes your league horrible. Transition to Stanley Cup Finals happened. Panthers won.
The Panthers, man.
Congrats to the Panthers. I remember watching the Maple Leafs and Panthers and kind of saying like, even when the Maple Leafs are trying, they're not trying hard enough. And that felt like that's the entire series where the Panthers are just like, they just stomached it.
Out-effort.
They out-efforted you. They out-tried you. You like the Oilers never really stood a chance. Like especially this game 6. Yeah, especially game 6. It never looked like the Oilers were in it. Same with game 5. Even in like overtime, it always felt like the Panthers were doing more. Like this last game, I think, at least through the second period, the Oilers had more shots. They didn't feel like they were good shots. The Panthers deserve this fully. My question is this a dynasty in the making? Because I don't know anything.
2 in a row. 2
in a row is big. 2 in a row is hard for any sport. Is this a dynasty in the making? Should I next year be like the Panthers are going to win it again? Or should I be like, I don't know. Who knows what can happen? With that said, it just never felt like a fight. Shout out to the Panthers. It was a fun. They smack you around. It's a fun series to watch for that reason.
Our first hockey season is complete now. And dude, unless the Astros are in the World Series, I think I like the Stanley Cup as a final is my favorite series out of the 3 series. Super Bowl is never going to be topped for me. Football's my favorite sport. It's the most fun to gamble on. It's just fun. Everyone watches it. Like people that do not give a shit about sports will watch it. So it's like Super Bowl parties and such.
It's also a single game.
It's also one game. Super Bowls to me will never be touched. Maybe the national championship for college, but excluding football, just talking series, I think the Stanley Cup final, unless the Astros are in the World Series, because of course that's emotional. I think the Stanley Cup is the most fun, intense, best series. Definitely the best trophy presentation.
100%.
Each skater gets to go around with the fucking trophy. Oh, that's so cool, dude. Yeah. I fucking love hockey, and it sucks that it took me 29 years to get into it.
I mean, there's something about like we talk about the NBA and like lack of presentation, lack of pomp and circumstance. Go over to hockey, like they respect that Stanley Cup. Like they respect it. There's something like reverent about it. There's reverence to it. And that they show that in the presentation before the game, during the game, and in the trophy presentation as well. And that makes me want to watch it more. That makes me go like, oh, this means something to everyone involved.
Can't wait for next season, man.
I know Larry O'Brien means something, but like it doesn't feel like it means something. And hockey, this is my first year. Like I watched a couple of games last year. I didn't know anything that was going on. I watched this and I knew like I had to watch the season. I knew what kind of deal it was, but watching you go like, oh no, this means like this is what we're all working towards. Every guy in that league is trying to get to there, and like once they get there, it's really the mountaintop. Whereas I don't know the NBA, it feels like it's just like Tuesday, so it feels like it means something. So hockey. Really cool sport, really fun sport, very physical sport, which makes it even more fun. I cannot wait to watch next season. I know the Maple Leafs will win, but let me down in some way, but I'm excited to watch.
Don't know all the rules still.
No.
Still learning. Still learning. There's a lot to learn. Still don't know a lot of the best players in the league and stuff. I focus mainly on the Avalanche, but we're learning. We're learning, and I'm excited for next season, man, already.
I want to talk about best player. Connor McDavid is lucky that ESPN does not care about hockey.
Oh,
because you want to know his stats for he was at -4 plus minus last game. Game 6, 5, 4, and 3 was at -1 plus minus. And game 1 and 2, he was at 0. And the
best player in your respective league. Not best saying he's not good at all. I'm just saying that he's often referred to by some fans as the best player in the league right now. That is a yikes performance.
That's like Halliburton in game 5, except Halliburton said he hurt his calf. Connor McDavid did not seem to have any excuse whatsoever. He had a good game 1 where I think he had 3 goals and 2 assists. And after that, I think he maybe had 2 goals and 3 assists or something like that for the entire rest of the series. So fraud watch. I mean, he did, he is probably still the best player in the league. They call him McJesus for a reason at the same time. Absolutely horrible performance. I say as a guy who didn't really know anything about Connor McDavid before the season. So, speaking of, we talked about the Hal ban a little bit. A real nothing burger from him last game. This does feel over. Pacers look flustered. They just don't have the stamina to keep up with OKC. OKC, like we talked about, they just have the least weak link of the two teams. They're stronger in every way. And also, like, it's just, I don't know. I can't bring myself to care about the series because it seems like no one else does. Like, it seems like even when the Pacers are trying, or like even when everyone's trying, they don't seem to like, there's no pomp and circumstance. No one seems to care that much. SGA gets like 17 travels a game, and then it has, I think there were 71 free throws in game 4, which is an egregious amount, for the record. That's unacceptable.
So many.
That is unacceptable.
That's so many, dude.
No wonder Stephen A was playing solitaire the entire time. Like, yeah, I didn't want to watch it either.
A, man.
Well, you'll be a political prisoner for saying that. Call yourself Jerry Adams for that one.
Fuck Stephen A. Smith.
Dude,
he thinks he's bigger than the game, not because he's playing solitaire, but he's like, John Morant like tweeted something and he's like quote tweeting. He's like, "You really want to go there, Ja, with me?" Like he's acting like he is like, if without him, basketball would not be relevant. People would not care about basketball, and basketball would be a worse game. I think the total opposite completely about Stephen A. Smith. I do not understand why he is so beloved. I think he's wrong more often than he's right. I think he's incredibly biased when he pretends not to be, which is infuriating. I prefer my analysts that can admit that they're biased. 100%.
Give me Reggie Miller every day over there.
Yes. Give me, this is insane. Give me Skip Bayless. At least he knows he's like, I'm a Cowboys diehard fan. Like, I know I'm going to fucking, he won't say this obviously, I'm going to suck them off. And you're going to but I know what I am. I'm not going to pretend to not be biased. I cannot stand Stephen A. Smith. I do not think he's good at his job. I do not think he's worth the money. I do not understand why he's so popular. We have 145 followers.
I was going to say, I actually disagree. I think he has become bigger than the game of basketball. I remember after Joe Biden dropped out of the race, my sister had a thing where she was like, I need to know what Stephen A. thinks about this. And she said it jokingly. But the funny thing is, 2 days later, Stephen A. did an interview. What do you think about Joe Biden dropping out of the race? I don't say like he's like, if no one watched Stephen A., no one cared about basketball. I'm not saying that at all. I am saying that he's become this transcendent figure where he now infiltrates every aspect of culture. The reason that it became such a big deal that Stephen A. was playing solitaire during the finals was because Stephen A. is such a big deal. That became a bigger talking point than the actual game itself, which is why I don't think it is crazy to say in any capacity that he has become somewhat bigger than basketball, the game itself, because it seems like no one cares. Like maybe it was like, Celtics, OKC, people would care more, but they just don't. And like you have Shaq's on vacation somewhere. I don't even think Kendrick Perkins wants to be there. No one is like happy about this finals. And that's when I say like, Adam Silver, you will pay for your crimes, because there's nothing around this finals that makes me care about it. I'm still watching it. I'm still watching sports because I still love sports. But Stephen A., he no longer is just a basketball guy. He's no longer the Knicks guy. He like walks into that arena. He has walk-ins to the arena. And the thing is, they push it and it becomes a discussion. And that is why I believe he maybe be bigger than the game of basketball. Not saying that no one would watch if Stephen A. wasn't tied to it. Just saying that like he has become this transcendent figure in American culture.
I love and respect you. You know this.
Yeah,
You're one of my best friends in the world.
Yes.
This is the most sheeple take I've ever heard out of you in my entire
I'm not
life.
saying I like him. I don't like Stephen A. Smith. I'm just saying, like, from an outside perspective, looking at his cultural relevance.
You know what? I take it back. I take it back because, and I think you're right, because this stems back to the average American, and this isn't exactly what I'm saying. This isn't the exact crossover, but you got to think about the average American of intelligence, and you have to remember that half the people are stupider than them, more stupid than them. And that's a good point, that there's a whole bunch of sports fans that just know ESPN is sports. And he's the biggest name on ESPN, so what he says must be correct. He is the letter of the law. That's a good. I'm not saying we're brilliant sports fans. We're idiots, but we have the self-awareness to realize that he is also an idiot, and he doesn't know what he's talking about, rather than taking his word like to be law. And it's just there are some times where he is completely correct. There's times where we're completely correct. I said Panthers in 6. Panthers in 6. I just realized that, by the way. I just say things and then they happen, and that's all. It happens. I'm right. Dude.
It is.
We are trying to make a big, or not big, but we're trying to find our footing and have a fun sports podcast because we both think we're funny, charismatic, and can hold a conversation and stuff like that. That being said, sports media is fucking stupid and way too full of themselves.
There's like this week, sometimes I'm like either writing a blog or like writing my notes for this, and then I'll look on Twitter and be like, oh yeah, Iran and Israel are going to war, we might join. I'm like, none of what I fucking do matters. Like it's the cartoon bear discussion we had last week or 2 weeks ago, where it's like a cartoon bear would not be a podcaster. I also like to point out quickly that I saw Stephen A. talking about that senator who was taken out of a Christie Nome or something press conference. He's going to run for president. That man is like this close to just saying, I'm running for president.
Oh, dude, that means he'd have to fold his contract with ESPN, and I'm okay with that.
Nope. He'd still be on it. He'd find a satellite truck everywhere he went. At 9 a.m., he'd be on First Take or whatever First Take is on, and then he'd go campaign. And honestly, being on TV every day, giving opinions on sports, may be one of the better campaign tactics I've ever heard of. I don't know.
Barackatology. Yeah. Barackatology was huge, even with both sides. Like, I had very conservative friends and parents of friends that were despised Obama, but were like, I don't know, he picked UNC to go to the Elite Eight. I might have to ride him on that.
See, every year I look at his bracket and go like, come on, I know you're not watching. Well, let's see. Let me find where his thing is. Okay.
Oh, I'm not saying he's correct or good, but I'm saying that's a good point.
This is why I was mad at him this year. I couldn't remember why. It's because he had Clemson beating UH and the Sweet 16. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? So I disowned Barack Obama this year for his take on that. He picked Duke to win. Not a bad pick, TBH. He had Florida Duke in the final. But I will say the UH slander made me viscerally angry. I was like,
that's
you know
fair.
what? You know what? I will if you run for a third time, I'll make sure to campaign against you on that front. Like he doesn't know ball. He doesn't know Big 12 ball. And that will work really well for like 3 people.
Wait. He had Florida in the championship?
He had Florida Duke in the championship. He had Duke.
Who did he have winning?
Duke.
Okay, never mind. All right, yeah. I was gonna fight back out there if he had Florida winning.
No. But the thing is, that was actually good. He actually does know what he's talking about. It's just I saw that and it kind of made me a little angry when I first saw it. I was like, you fucking idiot. Well, you know what? Maybe.
Well, that's the reverse. What if Stephen A. Smith is talking about football and this guy in Seattle is like, ooh, primarily blue-leaning, left-leaning state, and he's running for the Democrats because obviously that's what he'd run for, and he's like, these are my political views. And he's like, yeah, I agree. And he goes, and the Seattle Seahawks are going to be the worst team in the NFC East or West. And he just goes, fuck it. Donald Trump 3.0. Let's run it back.
I mean, that's why I say it's not crazy if he's on First Take every single day, talking about sports. He may be able to like help himself a lot. I will say no, this is his women's bracket. I need to find his men's bracket because every year you can just tell he didn't watch a single game of college basketball every year. Like he'll just pick the guys he knows.
Who, Stephen A?
Stephen A. Like every year it's very obvious that he did not watch any basketball whatsoever. Like he had like Texas A&M going to like maybe the Elite Eight this year. I can't remember what it was, but it was crazy. I was like, Steven, please don't lie to me. Just tell me you don't watch it.
You were completely correct in your take about him being maybe bigger than basketball because we have spent almost 10 minutes talking about Stephen A. Smith.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like it's not saying that no one will watch because like no one, if he didn't talk about basketball, no one will watch. It's just saying like he is transcended to something way. He's like,
I still hate him.
I do too. I can't stand him half the time. Sometimes I find him really funny. Like when he talks about like cultural stuff, like when someone asks him about like Lightning McQueen, I'm like, okay, you're in on the joke. But then he plays solitaire and he's like, actually, I was watching the game on my phone too. It's like, no, you weren't. Like we can see
the screen. And then he was like, it was during a timeout. And then there's a video of it like panning over to like a fast break.
Yeah. All he cares, like as a solitaire lover myself, I respect that he plays that game on his phone because I still do as well. At the same time, I'm at home on my couch and no one gives a shit what I have to say. You're on ESPN getting paid millions of dollars to pretend like you care, like you give a shit about this finals. So yeah, that's what like. It's not that I'm like, oh, I love Stephen A. It's like Stephen A. is just bigger than basketball. He's a cultural figure. He's a force. Like my sister was talking about this. Every girl with like a brother growing up knows who Stephen A. is, only because like he's been mentioned a couple times, and it's always like the dumbest shit in the world. It's like you see this guy talk about Lightning McQueen on ESPN. He's become this cultural figure. It scares me. It scares me greatly. He and Pat McAfee now own ESPN in every capacity, but I do in fact like there's part of me that like respects Stephen A. for going from journalist to whatever he is now, which is something.
Sports grifter
/ he grafts on different takes. So Stephen A., future president, please don't put us in prison. We're not Jerry Adams, which that's a reference that if our Irish listeners get, that's really cool. The multiple Irish listeners we have. I did want to bring up one thing, which was Wemby is I saw him at the airport. I saw he was at the airport. So he's coming back from China, which means he may play basketball or he may become the Avatar. We'll figure it out.
Shout out
to Wemby. maybe he's who stops Israel Iran. He masters our four elements, and that's how when we needed him most, he appeared. And then Giannis being shopped a lot. Okay, that's all I have.
Sure.
That's all really the NBA. I know we have a little bit of NFL to talk about with Nick Chubb coming to the Texans.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a really good, solid, big goal line back. I think he's going to give Joe Mixon a little bit of a security blanket. He is 29 and he is coming off of, he might be 30. No, he's 29. And he's coming off of, a couple of injuries these past couple seasons. I think if we didn't have Joe Mixon, this would be like, oh, he's going to be our star running back. This feels like David Thomas trade all over, or David Johnson when we traded D-Hop all over again. But I like the fact that it's going to be a two-headed monster, but the second head, while physically bigger, will be taking way less than the load than like an actual traditional split backfield. I don't see it hurting us.
No.
I don't see it hurting us. So we got better. We got better is the way to put it. But he needs to stay healthy. If he stays healthy, then we have a big bruising goal line back that will get plenty of action in the pass game and plenty of action in throughout the rest of the field too. But I want to be excited about this, but it does just remind me of a David Johnson situation where this was a really good top 5 back for a long time in this league. Let's bring him in.
Yeah. It's sort of a really cool trade in like 2018. I mean, I'm not gonna be like, wow, I like, Nick Chubb. I'm like, that's a cool guy to get, but I don't think he's gonna like drastically change our chances.
Also, he still has to run behind this offensive line, which is we will see what this product is on the field.
Yeah. It's I don't know. I've been doing a lot of Israel Iran. It's like the Iron Dome. This Iron Dome with ballistic missiles. Gonna let a couple guys through every once in a while. Probably more than every once in a while. Just not. I don't know. I don't like have strong. I know people have been like saying like, "What a great pickup for the we've changed everything." It's like, have we? Like, I like them. It's not 2019.
That's a great. This is a good, not great, not wonderful, not top tier, not excellent. This is a good pickup for the Texans.
Yeah. I'm happy about it. I'm not gonna complain about it. I'm also not like overwhelmed with joy. It's not like a Stephon Diggs where I'm like, oh my god, we got Stephon Diggs. It's more like, oh, Nick Chubb's here. Good.
Oh, he's here too.
He's here too. Good for him.
That's about right.
I will say, okay, so I've seen this trend on TikTok where people are talking about they're not watching the NBA Finals, but they're watching Love Island. Because the thing is, Love Island is like the funnest thing around. Most fun thing around. Because it's doing something I've never seen before. So there's this one couple, Brian, I'm just going to break this down for you. One couple, Hada and Jeremiah, okay? And they had been coupled up since day one. And Hada...
Ronnie and Sam.
Shout outs, I think. I know that's Jersey Shore. I never watched Jersey Shore. Okay, so Hada and Jeremiah, they've been coupled up since day one. They have issues. They're toxic. Hada's toxic.
Oh, this is Ronnie and Sam. This is the new generation of Ronnie and Sam.
Jeremiah's a love bomber. They're both love bombers, whatever. The thing is, like, no one likes them together, and everyone kind of hates them a little bit. And so they're doing something I've never seen before, which is why I'm so invested in this show. In other reality TV shows, producers will, like, try to fuck with the contestants and make them do their will. But Hada and Jeremiah are not doing what the producers want. So what the producers did, and how Love Island works, is sometimes they bring in bombshells or like new people to come steal people away, steal coupled up people away. People get sent home, all that stuff. The producers left it up to America to decide. There was an actual vote. Like there was a democratic vote through the app where it's like, hey, who do you want the new bombshells to couple up with? And yes, Brian.
There's a Love Island app.
Yes. Hold on. Let me. Here's the thing. This is the worst part about this is I have it downloaded so I can vote. I don't know if I can show that on TikTok, but I have it downloaded. So they clearly weren't doing and everyone clearly hated this couple in the villa. Like they were all tired of them. And so they had a vote and it was very clear very early on that all of America was picking Jeremiah to go with the new bombshell. They were like, And the thing is, like, it's kind of, there's a part of me that's like, this is kind of fucked up. We're trying to psychologically torture this one woman who, like, to be fair, has been kind of abusive somewhat to Jeremiah, but Jeremiah hasn't been an angel himself. Let's point that out. It's kind of fucked up that America is now choosing that. At the same time, I mean, perfect TV. I mean, this is like, this is like, listen, the NBA Finals doesn't really have much drama. And the Stanley Cup playoffs, you know, the Panthers were kind of just, they're killing it. They killed it. This is like, oh my God. I remember the day, because the vote happened one night, and it happened, I think, either the next day. Yeah, the next day. I remember telling my girlfriend, we have to watch. We're like, I'll cancel all plans, everything out the window at 8 p.m. Central Time. We're in front of that TV on Peacock. And Brian, when I tell you, it was like everyone knew it was coming except the people on the TV show. Like all of America knew what they had voted for. It was the most together I've seen this nation since the Four Nations, maybe, where like some people got a little too chatty. Every time a brick gets a little too chatty. And it was just perfect television. And when I say the fallout has been ecstatic, it's just like, I just can't wait for the next episode. I'm so excited. And I say this as a guy who's like, I was so excited for the NBA Finals. Not really. I was looking forward to the NBA Finals. I wanted to see that happen. Now I'm just like, 71 free throws, don't care. Hudda trying to kill Jeremiah. That's what I'm here for. So I don't know who thought of. I know the Brits had the show first. I don't know who thought up the whole voting system to where if the producers just want something to happen, they'll just leave it to America.
It's a mistake. I mean, it's a good idea, but it's a fucking like the worst. Oh, yeah. It's always going to be the worst thing.
Oh yeah, it is not. There is something like in me that's like, oh, we've reached a stage of like human development where we are trying to hurt other people through psychosis. With that said, just perfect television. So we'll deal with the ethical problems later. That's what I will say. Brian, do you have anything else today?
No. I didn't have a whole bunch of notes for today.
I'm thinking that next week we begin our debate, our hot summer, or what, hot girl summer, hot take summer,
hot topic, hot take.
Oh
God, we're not actually going to call it that.
Oh, yes, 100% we are now.
Okay.
The hot take, hot topic, or hot topic, hot take. Yeah, hot topic, hot take. Whichever one. We'll both come with a hot take, like Stephen A. has transcended basketball, and we'll just talk about it. Because I imagine by the next time we talk, NBA will be over.
No, guaranteed it's over next time we talk.
It has to be over. There's only 2 games left. And today,
the Stanley Cup is over.
Yeah. Kudos to you, Panthers. You came, you saw, you conquered. But yeah, Brian, where can the people find you?
You can find me across all social medias at Auric Polaris, AuricPolaris, especially twitch.tv/Auric Polaris. I did a lovely drunk streak with my wife last night. We played Mario Odyssey. It was a good time. She made me laugh a whole bunch. She's a very funny person. She will never see this, so she will never be able to hear me say that. And I'm continuing Elden Ring and playing some Elden Ring Night Rain. It's really good. Yeah. Both of those games are really good. From Software might be my favorite producer of video games right now. Jordan, where can the people find you?
Quickly, I want to say happy birthday, Brian. Happy Big 3-0. We're happy. I'm happy I'm friends with you. I'm glad we met in middle school, but mostly high school. So very happy birthday to you. I know this is a big time in your life. I think you're probably the happiest you've been maybe ever, if not ever, for a long time. So happy birthday to you. Find me at Jordan's Thoughts on Twitter, and then find Moonstamp at Moonstamp on TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Yeah, there we go. Thank you so much for watching. Quick shout out to our friends, Christian and Hannah, on their engagement. Very cool. Very happy for you guys. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week. Please like, rate, subscribe, whatever you can do on whatever platform you're listening to.
Peace and Love Island.